Right then, this is a quick walk around video. This is for a lovely looking car. It's a 1.6 SR CR-V diesel, finished in this really lovely passion red metallic, half leather interior, black interior. But this one's got the exterior pack fitted, which I believe is called the Urban Pack, but I may well be proved wrong. I'll go around the car for you. I think my battery's getting low, so I'll have to do it reasonably quickly. Front of the car's wonderfully clean, the whole car is, but you can see that lower silver trim under the bumper there, which forms part of the pack. Lights and lenses completely clear and intact. Bumper and bonnet hardly exhibit a stone chip of any note at all. It's wonderfully clean. Panels, again, absolutely beautifully clean. Alloys, which look the same as the EX models, absolutely unmarked. And then to come down the side, you've got these lovely sorts of aero style line boards on the car. Rear alloy, again, absolutely beautiful. Let's come back at that angle there as well, because it is just sensationally clean. Around the back of the car, again, you can see the silver trim extensions on the bottom of the bumper there. And then around to the opposite side of the vehicle, driver's side. As with the near side, it's pretty much like looking in the mirror. Try and come around this way so I don't get my shadow in the way. Offside rear alloy, again, pretty much unmarked. Main panels, absolutely fantastic. Down to the offside front alloy there, again, as clean as a whistle, but it really is. It's a beautiful looking car, and it happens to be in lovely condition. There will be the odd tiny little mark the camera doesn't pick up on. We do ask people to bear that in mind. Coming to the boot area now, absolutely huge boot, and this one's been given the lightest of use. All the plastics, seat fabrics, carpeted areas look virtually factory fresh. Into the back of the car now, there's a huge amount of rear legroom you get in the CR-Vs, and it's genuine because those seats are set for me and I'm over 6 foot tall in the front. Half leather interior, again been kept beautifully. Front passenger door card, as with all the others, beautiful condition. Front passenger seat there, again not been given much use at all. Driver's door card, all very clean and tidy. Driver's seat itself, all bolsters in fantastic condition. So sat inside the car now. Dashboard pretty much looks as new. I'm going to rush through this a bit because I think the battery's about to die, so but put the car into reverse there so hopefully you can see rear parking camera all working as it should. Everything inside the car working exactly as the manufacturer intends rather. But it's just been treated so well, this car. Hopefully you can see in there 67,930 miles. There's no warning lights on the dashboard at all. But the video, as is quite often the case, does not do justice to the interior of this car. Just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. So finally, just to come under the engine bay, as you expect from Honda, they present these things absolutely beautifully. Fantastic engines, cam chain driven of course, no cam belts to worry about. Right then, this is a quick road test video. And this is for a Honda CR-V. It's the 1.6 SR diesel. This particular car is registered DG63FZW, and mileage at the start of the road test is 67,924 miles. The reason we do the road test is basically so that if anyone's looking at this car online in an advert, they actually get to see that very car in operation. Lots of our customers now are willing to travel vast distances to us, from certainly all over the UK and Europe in fact, so the least we can do is to go to the time and effort to do this for you. We know just how frustrating it would be to go and see a car which looks great in an advert and in the description, only to drive it to find it's got a fundamental problem which you wouldn't have driven if you'd have known in advance. So it is critical in that sense. Road test is also done on these very quiet country roads. This lovely part of Gloucestershire. We're only a stone's throw from the motorway. You'd never believe it. It was anywhere near us. It's so quiet around here. It's also done on this road test route, so hopefully it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car itself, engine as always with these 1.6s starts absolutely immediately. It settles to completely smooth and even idle. There are no warning lights at all on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the vehicle. Temperature gauge running as a third, which is exactly where it should be. The car's been running for quite some time now, so it's up to full operating temperature. The engines themselves are brilliant units. They're very, very fuel efficient. Really, it's amazing to think a car this size can deliver the kind of economy that they in fact do. But it's also a very nice engine to use day in, day out. It's nice and smooth, it's quiet on the run. Certainly really noticeably a diesel in the lower gears, obviously. When you're up to sort of third, fourth, fifth, sixth, then it's very, very quiet and subdued. But it's also got a lovely power delivery. It's very linear. You don't get these kind of huge turbo lag and then loads and then nothing. It's spread across a decent rev range, which makes for much more relaxed driving, of course. The engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch and car is absolutely perfect. Bite point's exactly where it should be. It's just the parking sensor, by the way, picking up on the hedge. The clutch is perfect. It's lovely and smooth in operation as well. Gearbox in the car, 6-speed gearbox, and as I've said on many previous videos on this generation CR-V, it's a simply brilliant gearbox. It's everything a gearbox should in fact be. It's short and throw, it's got a lovely kind of mechanical feel to it, very accurate, wonderfully precise, and a lesson to other manufacturers who think making an SUV is sort of gives them an excuse to give you a sloppy, horrible gear change, because this is the polar opposite. It's absolutely fantastic. And I can't feel anywhere in the linkage of this gearbox at all. It feels every bit as taut as it would have done when it was new. Steering on the car is, again, a real strong point on the CR-Vs. It's nice and precise, well weighted, very accurate indeed. Again, I can't feel anywhere in it. It tracks absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at all coming back through the steering wheel at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. The speeds obviously I'm allowed to drive the car. But it suits the car. It's not overly quick where it makes the car nervous, but it's not slovenly like some. It changes direction really nicely. It's straight away, and the body control's really good when you do that. It doesn't lurch as you change direction, as again so many of this type of car do. Suspension of the car, when it's going over bumps, it's not emitting any kind of nasty creaks or rattles at all. So the suspension's obviously in very good order. But it's also a very nicely set up car for exactly the type of driving you want to do in this vehicle. So on the straight ahead, it's lovely and comfortable. It flows through the corners very nicely, and it strikes a really nice balance between the two. But Honda should know this by now, that the CR-V is the best-selling SUV in the world. So it's no wonder that they've got that particular part of it right. Brakes on the car, just make sure no one's behind me, but give it a good nice shove. But yeah, it's a lovely brake pedal on the car. It's nice and solid, powerful when you hit the brakes. There's no kind of pulsing or vibrations going back through the brake pedal at all, and it pulls the car down nice and straight. It doesn't sort of veer violently left or right, so all absolutely as you'd expect it to be. Look around inside the car. These are really nice places to sit and operate a car. Really good visibility. It doesn't it's not intimidating in any way, the interior of the car. All the controls are nice and easy to use. They've got a lovely quality of damping and precision to every switch you press. It's really well manufactured. The air conditioning is dual zone in the SR model. It's only one down from the EX, so you get this. You can have different temperatures side to side. The air conditioning, by the way, is pumping out lovely cold air. Radio, simplicity itself to use, absolutely fantastic. DAB radio, of course, in it, so really good reception. And then you've got that high-up display up there for information, but when you use the climate control, you can see that the lights come up there, so you don't have to look down at the screen whilst you're doing it. The main instrumentation pod in front of me here, again, nice and simple. Again, everything working exactly as it should. We've got auto lights, auto wipers on the car, cruise control. That works absolutely perfectly, by the way. I checked that earlier. But the steering wheel looks and feels pretty much as new in hand. You got heated seats on these, so it's lovely half leather interior, and it's beautifully made in here, of course, as you expect from Honda. But it's just a lovely car to drive, and best way to, it's hard to explain. Quite often people look at these but think, oh, well, I could buy a slightly newer, I don't know, slightly smaller car like a Qashqai or something like that. The difference in quality when you drive the cars is substantial between the two, and we've seen both. We've taken lots of that type of car as part exchange against these, where people thought they were doing the right thing, buying a couple of years newer, only to find out they kind of, certain cars at least, are sort of riddled with faults, but they just feel cheap in hand. This is a very high quality vehicle, and you can see why it's so popular in the second-hand market. As I said at the start of the video, I mean, the point of it, as brief as it actually is literally just to show the car in operation, but to feedback any issues there might be. And there's nothing at all to feedback on the car. It drives absolutely beautifully. I've spent many years working at the Honda main dealer in Bristol, and it's the last 20-25 years selling predominantly Honda cars. So if there's something immediately wrong, we generally can feel it straight away, but there's nothing on this car at all. Whoever's lucky enough to get it next will be driving a lovely car. Obviously, any questions, don't hesitate, please do give us a call.